Are anime tower defense games dying? Are they a trend that has overstayed its welcome and will soon be replaced by the next big thing? Looking at the player counts across multiple anime tower defense games, it is undeniable that there has been a steady decline across all of their player counts. Games like Anime Defenders have been officially dead and buried with seemingly no chance of return, and behemoths of the genre like Anime Vanguards struggle to break even a quarter of the players that they would have on release on any given update day. In this video, we will be tackling some of these questions and trying to answer, are anime tower defense games dying? Can you tell who I copied when I made that thumbnail? I fucking love his videos. Go give him a watch if you haven't already, even though he's like way bigger than me, so I doubt you haven't seen him. But there goes the editing budget for the rest of the video, because I'm not doing it hyper edited for the next I don't know how many minutes. I want to put this out today. So yeah, let's talk about the question at hand. Are ATD games on Roblox dying? And if they are, am I cooked because I cover them ad nauseum? Well, I want to go through the three main games that I put in the thumbnail, because those are currently the big three. The three most popular games, the ones that everyone's talking about. Let's start it off with Anime Reborn. So at the time that I'm making this video, they have about 6,000 to 7,000 concurrent players. Might be a little more or a little less, give or take, so don't quote me on that. But it definitely is a little bit alarming to see the player count dip this low, especially for a game as new as Anime Reborn. Albeit that they're always updating constantly, and very consistently mind you, which is absolutely amazing. I noticed that the game struggles to retain players the most out of the three games that I'm going to mention in this video. Why that is, I don't know. Maybe players just don't have the same attachment to the game as Anime Vanguards and ALS because it's a newer game, or maybe they just outright don't like the game. I will say the future of Anime Reborn is looking up a lot. I saw the Dio Over Heaven sneak that they put out, and you know, I've went on to bash the game for the models, specifically the Kaido model, which I thought looked like he was made out of Play-Doh. Their Dio Over Heaven model looks really, really good. In fact, I'd say that it rivals the quality of the Anime Adventures Dio Over Heaven model, albeit maybe because the Dio model for that game is years old. I think that things are looking very, very good for Anime Reborn. Do I think that they're gonna die? I think the main thing that could kill them off is Anime Adventures. That's the big elephant in the room most anime tower defense games have to worry about. And Anime Reborn seems to be doing good currently. It's just in a bit of a drought right now. And I don't know, personally I find the game a little bit boring, just because I can macro most of the new things in the update in a couple days and call it a day. Albeit I'm in the minority here. I'm sure a lot of people play the game normally. The mobile players who can't macro at all, my condolences go out to you. My thoughts and prayers go out to you, because you actually have to sit there and grind most of the game manually. And let's move on to Anime Vanguards. Currently, the game is sitting at just a little over 10,000 players, which might be jarring to the people that saw this game upon release, where it had hundreds of thousands of players on day one. And I would accredit this to a lot of things. Number one, the hype, obviously. So many people were on the hype train, they were bound to play it on release, and maybe it just wasn't for them. Number two, this game actively bans botted accounts. So a lot of the people that were botting this game in hopes of black marketing or controlling the trading economy whenever that became a thing, yeah, they got screwed over, and the game's player count did drop a lot as a result. And third is we are in a bit of a drought right now because the game has yet to update. But Update 2 should be just around the corner. If you guys don't remember, in my dev interview that I held, I asked Kazi, will we be receiving Update 2 this month? This month as in December. And they said yes, which is absolutely amazing news. There are only 9 more days in December, meaning if we don't get the update this weekend, it will most definitely be the following weekend after that. And if they delay the update, God forbid, things will not be looking up. But let's not even put that negative energy into the air. Let's just assume that they will stay on track to release the update this month. Update 2 has a lot riding on it, mainly because I think this is going to be the update where players decide if they're going to stick with the game or if they're going to jump ship over to Anime Adventures, because they are going to have options pretty soon. And from what I've been hearing from the devs and how they talk about Update 2, this seems like a very content heavy update, an update that's going to please a lot of the players. And all of Anime Vanguards updates have been relatively well received. Please take that with a grain of salt, because update 1.75 was met with a lot of hate. Update 1.5 was also met with not that much positive appeal, mainly because of the whole Wisp thing, low rates, pay-to-win bundles, yada yada. I think the last update where it was overwhelmingly positive across all ends of the community was update 1, the Jujutsu Kaisen update. And that was our only ever full update. Now, no 1.5s, no 1.75s, just from 0 to 1. Update 1 was the most well-received update the game's ever received. I think update 2 is going to follow suit. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. So do I think the game is dying? Well, not really. I just think that they're in a bit of a rough period right now. But I do want to mention that this game has been going on a downhill slope in terms of player count ever since its release. You know, I want to present all the information to you. I'm not going to hide anything from you. You can see right here, if you look up the game on the little Roblox player count tracker thing, the trend is going downwards. But like I said, that could either be for bots, that could be because people don't like the game, people are playing other games, or people are getting ready to play anime adventures. Whatever the case may be, let's hope Anime Vanguards can lock in for Update 2, and let's move on to Anime Last Stand. I'm including ALS in this video not to trash on it or say that it's dying, but rather to commend the fact that they are currently the biggest anime tower defense game on the platform. They have the most concurrent players out of all the games that were mentioned here, and I'm pretty sure they have the most concurrent players out of any ATD on Roblox right now in general, which is absolutely surprising in my eyes. I never would have thought that in a million years Anime Last Stand would not only go on to outlive Anime Defenders, but also beat out every single other game in its same category in player count in the long run. And that's just because this game is consistent. You know, the key word here, the magic word, is consistency. They update on a weekly basis, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that they update every week. And they are constantly adding new units to grind for, and this increases player retention. The numbers don't lie. Anime Last Stand is probably one of the least botted games on here, just because it doesn't face the same problem as Anime Defenders, where you felt like you needed to macro in order to get anything in a reasonable amount of time. You can play on a single account and progress pretty quickly, pretty easily, without having to, you know, get the old Roblox alt manager on and hop on 4 different accounts to trade it to your main. Anime Last Stand was pretty smart in that regard because they never had that problem. And I will say the game does have its faults. The power creep in that game is absolutely horrendous. And a big complaint that I've seen a lot of players say to me or in my comment section is that the game feels pointless because your unit that you grinded for gets power crept in 2 weeks. But the way that I see it, at its core, ALS is a damage simulator. That is all that it is. That is all that it wants to be. It is a damage simulator with big, shiny anime characters in order to attract more people to play their game. It knows what it is, and it doesn't try to stray away from that. In fact, it leans more into the fact that it's a damage simulator, and that's exactly what their players love. I can personally see the appeal for ALS, although it's not my personal favorite game, and I have gone on the channel to speak not so positively about it. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't see the appeal, because I do. Having units that do millions and millions of damage with traits that are super easy to get, like you can get a glitched avatar or overlord trait within a couple days of playing the game, if I'm being honest. 4x weekend, plus the abundance of rerolls that that game has, makes traits pretty accessible for all players, regardless of the amount of money that you spend. So, Anime Last Stand, good shit. Good shit, Anime Last Stand. Not only have you proven me wrong, because I thought your game would die as soon as Anime Vanguards came out, but you have exceeded the expectations of me, and I'm sure a lot of other people. Because although I have gone on to make fun of the models, I think I made a video called Anime Last Legs, where they had the Dragon Ball update and all of their characters looked like they had filler up their ass, which was a little bit funny. Your current models, I haven't seen them, so I can't comment on them. Hopefully they look better. I know that you've tried to, or at least they've like made announcements. The boss has made announcements saying, oh, we're getting new devs, our quality is going to go up, we're going to make trailers now. So if anything, your production value is only going up, and your player count keeps being consistent. The numbers don't lie. Your players are happy, your game is succeeding as a result. So I think Anime Last Stand is a great example of how anime tower defense games aren't really dying. It's more so the fact that anime tower defense games as a genre on Roblox are getting a little bit stale and played out. I think the anime tower defense genre is extremely oversaturated with a bunch of people making their own version of it in order to get money. That's what I think that these games boil down to. At the end of the day, they're just money printing machines because they are very, very profitable. And I think people are finally starting to get bored of the tried and tested formula of get unit to watch them kill enemy to grind gem to get more unit. And there is a lot of battle passes and microtransactions jam-packed into each of those games. Do I think that they're dying as a whole? I don't think so. Obviously, only time will tell, but if you were to ask me, do I think anime tower defense games will be around a year or two from now? Absolutely. Because no matter how many people get bored of the game, there will always be another generation of players that have either never tried it or want to get back into it that will keep these games afloat. And with the very, very soon release of Anime Adventures, this number is only going to keep going up. I expect anime tower defense games to be around for a while. And if they aren't, I am kind of screwed because I am an anime tower defense channel. So God knows what I'm going to make after that. I'm probably going to have to turn into a commentary channel, even though that's basically what I do now, just for anime tower defense games. Overall, I think that we're just in a little bit of a dry period right now, and we need to wait for some games to update or for some games to come out, cough cough AA, and, you know, things will be back to normal. I would also like to mention that success on Roblox can vary. And just because a game doesn't have 200,000, 100,000 players like it did at one point, does not mean that the game is dead, right? We also gotta account for the fact that having 10,000 concurrent players or 6,000, 7,000 concurrent players on a game is extremely good. That is a lot more than most Roblox devs can hope for on their projects. And the fact that games like Anime Vanguards, Anime Reborn, Anime Last Stand, they are averaging thousands of players on the low end and tens of thousands on the high end, that is proof that people are still into these games. They're just not playing them as much. And that's completely fine. You really shouldn't worry too much about that. You shouldn't concern yourself with, oh, this game's dying, or oh, this game is this and that. I see that happen on the Discord a lot where people are like, LOL, dead game. We had like 150k on release and now there's only 10k, it's over. I think that you should just enjoy what you want to enjoy, play what you want to play, and that is going to be bringing us into the end of today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the current state of anime tower defense games. Do you think they're dying? Will you keep playing them? Are you excited for any upcoming games? I would love to hear what you have to say. And with all that being said, thank you for watching. Have a great day or night wherever you are. Stay tuned for more content, and we'll catch you in the next one.